And I'm well, been studio inspired, keeping positive, running, staying
Yeah.
fit. At some point last year in July, I had COVID.
Yeah.
It was hectic, but thank God I recovered. It didn't really get severe that I had to get hospitalized. So thank God for that. 37 mph is a way of me describing who I am personally and the ideals that I aspire to. So the numbers 37 stands for spirit, soul, and body.
All
7
right.
days a week. So I believe that the real me is a spirit, and I live in a body 7 days a week. And then MPH is the first three letters of my name, Impo.
Ah.
Lerato means love. It's a Sotho word for love. So the EP is a collection of songs that tackle love from different perspectives, from a perspective of family, romantic love, hooking up love, friendship love, and love for self, and love for God. During this time of the lockdown, like very hard lockdown in South Africa, I started like chatting a lot with up and coming artists, ones that didn't even know they were artists. We started chatting, and my heart kind of felt for them. I was like, I want to actually meet them somewhere, because like most people, the challenge of an up and coming artist is that they don't have a budget to fund the music.
Yeah.
And also for me as a producer, I'm like, I want someone to pay me for the services. So I'm like, cool, let me actually write a piece of music. Let me develop some new talent. It's like we kind of meet in the middle, where I'll put them on in my thing, and then they get some shine, and hopefully they become stars out of it. So, but for me, in my career, like I've always had like massive success in unearthing new talent. Finding people straight from the streets and producing them and creating stars out of them. I fully agree, and I fully believe that Africa is definitely it's a breeding ground for intense talent. All that talent in Africa are amazing. We've had amazing stars, Burna Boy coming out of Africa, Trevor Noah. It's unearthed. Because as Africans, we all have unique stories that we want to tell, that the world are interested in. They're like, wow, we want to hear the perspective of an African child. How do they do love? How do they do life in Africa? Those stories are incredible, and also culturally, from the way that we're raised, no one can do melodies like an African. No one can do rhythm like an African. So I fully believe that the future is Africa. I experimented with a lot of like mid-tempo grooves. The song Lerato, which I featured Zeus on, is it's a song reminiscent of the Kwaito movement. The 90s South African genre Kwaito, where it's mid-tempo, and then the style of rap, we call it Mutswako. Mutswako means a mixture of different things. So he raps in Setswana and English on the track, which makes it very Mutswako. It makes it very South African. It's something that hopefully will be relatable to the culture in South Africa. And then there's a song called Umdali, which is also mid-tempo, which kind of lends itself to neo soul. So the song starts off neo soul hip hop, and then it ends off with the 4 in the floor quite a type of groove. And there are 2 R&B tracks there. One is very indie, a song called I Don't Wanna Miss Ya featuring Lele and Zulu Mecca. That is a very like smooth track, very indie sounding. And then I have another song called Ngilosi Yami, which means my angel, in which I featured a guy called Too Real SA. He was like spectacular with the flows and the melodies, and even the lyrics that he wrote for the track were amazing. I've got a song which I sing in. It's called Njakutunga. Njakutunga means I'm gonna mend your heart. So the chorus is written in Uganda. I co-wrote the song with Bushington, a producer from Uganda, and I featured Michael Ouma, who's an amazing multi-instrumentalist. On the track, he plays guitar and he plays ngidigi, which is like a fiddle. So on the album, expect to hear like a blend of sounds. There's a lot of experimentation. It's like in between hip hop and soul and R&B and African. So that's where my playing field is. Okay, so I mean, initially I was a producer. So my career started off in Cape Town.
Yeah.
As a solo DJ slash producer and DJ.
Yeah.
So and then I kind of like 2004 up to 2007, I was fully I was employed by a record label in which I was producing artists like Zola, Ishmael, Gumchef, Squatter Camp. You know, so that was my job, was to produce music. And from 2008 onwards, I mean, I started my own label. I released a guy called JR, who's a mega star now in South Africa. And then my career kind of took me towards film and TV, as well as music directing on major stages. So I only got that position because I know how to handle artists, and technically I know what it goes into creating shows. So for the last 5 years, like from 2015 to 2020, I was very focused on building shows and creating experiences, like in the live music and also television as a musical director. And I think it kind of forced me to go back to my first love, which is like, yo, get in the studio, man, and make some songs. And also the other thing, when you're in the studio most of the time, making music for shows and music directing, you don't actually have time to engage artists and call them up and do tracks like original music. There's literally no time, unless you got 10,000 assistants. So this time, because we have downtime, we're not doing shows or doing TV specials. It was a good time for me to say, okay, let me compose some more and let me put my ideas. Let me tell the world what's actually in my head musically. I'm wishing that everybody that listens to the music gets some kind of healing in the area of love. They fall in love. I hope they meet someone they love, and also they get to share the music with the people that they love, and they build solid connections. And may they enjoy the melodies and the music and the words and the vibe. You know, I mean, the album is very relaxed. I was playing it yesterday at friends over. It's very short. It's like 32 minutes long. But it's, you know, the thing that you can repeat. Like I found my friend saying, yo, can you play that again from the beginning to the end? So I'm really hoping that people connect with the artists that are on the project, and they also connect with the music and the message of love. So what you can expect from me is, so after the EP, after the Lerato EP, expect a drop around April, May for the Isono soundtrack. I'm the music director and composer for the TV show. I believe it's also in Kenya. So Isono, we've got a lot of original songs that I wrote and composed and produced for the show, which we'll be releasing at a later time around April, May. We haven't discussed the final, you know, the release date, but that's coming up. And then also expect a web app and an application from 37mph.com. And then after that, there'll probably be a Lele EP and a Mamelo EP. Lele and Mamelo are two artists that are featured on my project that I'm developing. So expect that those two during the course of the year. Literally, I'm working day and night. Me and Joy are working day and night to see if we can get any booking opportunities that side. I'll have to definitely visit Nairobi. I love Nairobi, and obviously get some downtime in Mombasa. I'm hoping in the next couple of months. I hope this project Lerato catches a little bit of a buzz in Kenya, and then I get to visit my people again.